Hi, my name is Brandon Witry, and I live in Santee, California, 28 years old. I have a bachelor's degree in political science and a minor in history. I received both from San Diego State University. I've been a substitute teacher for approximately 4 years now, and I recently just finished my student teaching program. So I'm in the last class of my program with National University right now, which is this master's class. My research topic for this class is about closing the academic achievement gap between ELLs living in poverty, ELLs as in English language learners, and the general population. So closing the gap in education, academic achievement between the general population and ELLs who are in poverty. The term academic achievement, I understand, is fairly broad. So for the purposes of my paper, I'll be focusing on assessment scores, graduation rates, and literacy rate improvement when compared to the average student in the United States. I wanted to investigate this topic because throughout my time as a substitute, I observed a number of different students across different backgrounds, struggling, but really having a desire to work, to achieve, but just needing like a little extra help, a little hand up. So I was aware of the fact that many ELL students also live in poverty, so I thought that if I could help the students that are, dealing with multiple issues, having certain additional concerns as far as being an ELL and living in poverty, that I could help all my students succeed, help improve educational outcomes for not just the ELLs in poverty, but it would make me a better teacher overall. The research questions, my primary research question is, what are the most effective strategies and or methods teachers can use to close the academic achievement gap between English language learners in poverty and the general population? Some of the other questions included were also, how can an educator accommodate parents of ELL students in poverty to make communication easier and more streamlined? I think parents make a huge deal in terms of determining the success of the students. If we can get parents involved, I think research has shown that that makes a huge difference in academic achievement. The other question was, what policies might a teacher want to advocate for at the government or district level that can benefit ELL students in poverty? These questions aligned with the data collection approach I selected because they're primarily dealing with qualitative questions. I chose qualitative over quantitative because there are so many different factors that can go into issues facing students in poverty as well as students who are ELL, nonetheless students who are ELL in poverty. Too many different factors for a quantitative approach, so I chose a qualitative approach. How did I plan to answer these research questions? The first thing I did to answer these questions was use my resources to look at the current research on the topic. I reviewed documents, relevant research, and previous studies that all correlated with this topic. The main tool that I'll be using will be interviews. They'll be largely based on test scores and the GPA of ELL students in the sample that I'm going to look into, this test case. I plan to interview the top ELL students living in poverty from the school that I'm going to select, will be Elkhorn Valley, as well as their teachers, to pinpoint what seemed to be the greatest difference in their academic success, maybe compared to some of their peers, what led them to get high grades despite the different issues that they faced. So the resources that I used, my resources included the National University Library, which was fairly simple to use, very straightforward. Color in Colorado, Edutopia, ProQuest, and a few other educational sites that I found via Google, just in my personal